Hello, hello friends. This is Grace here at the Comfy Nest with Grace. Getting ready for some late night crafting. Who's up for some late night crafting? Some complete wonkiness, because you can count on that with me. Little bit of a mess here, but it's okay. I got my coffee. That's good. My coffee's here and ready to go. What are you drinking tonight? What are you doing? Talk to me. How is everybody? I'm going to get this feed up and running on my iPad here so I can see comments, and then we're going to get started. I was kind of hoping to show you my Dollar Tree haul. I know everybody's been showing what they got at Dollar Tree, right? My local Dollar Tree, I did get there last week, late last week. Actually, maybe it was this weekend, and picked up some things. So I thought I'd show you what I got, because I thought I got some kind of fun stuff, actually. But I got to get these. Here we go. Here are the comments. Hi, Deb. Hi, Christina. Hello, hello. Hi, Judy. Oh, you guys are awesome. Hi, Kathy. And Tracy's here. Christina. Whoop, whoop. She's starting me with some stars, girl. She's starting out strong. All right, Christina. It's like no bets here, or like all bets are off. She's on it. Okay, if you guys can do that, catching the replay, let me know you're catching the replay. Say so. If you're here catching the live, there'll be a little red live button up above. Then thank you for being here. Let me know that you're here. Say hello. I will randomly choose names from the comments to put into the prize basket. So randomly choosing means I'm going to go right back to the beginning of all the comments and scroll. And when my eye hits a name, hits a comment, I'm going to throw that name in the prize basket. So make sure you say something. Tell me what you're drinking as you're sitting there chilling and watching Facebook Lives. Tell me what your day was like. Tell me what your weather was like. How are you doing? Are you crafting today? Hi, Darlene in Alabama. And Betty's here. And Donna's here. I'm going to get Christina's name because Christina gave me some stars. Do you guys know what stars are? Do you know what they are? It's like a little tip jar, basically. Christina, there goes your name in the prize basket. Basically, it's a tip jar. You can buy stars from Facebook, and then you can divvy them up however you want. Each star is worth a penny. So when you dole them out, you're basically giving the creator, the musician, the artist, whoever it is that you're listening to. Maybe it's a fitness guru that you like to listen to and get fitness and health advice from. You're giving them some stars to say, hey, thank you for that content. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for giving us your knowledge and your talent. So that's what that's all about. Debbie says it's cold in Ohio. Oh, 50 in Illinois today. That's beautiful, Betty. It's going to be really warm here in North Dakota this weekend, too. Hi, Jan. Thank you. Thank you for that, my sweets. You're so sweet to me. There's Teresa. Hello, hello. And Carol. Hey, Teresa. Or Carrie. Carrie's the one. Whoop, whoop. Carrie gave me some stars. I feel so excited when that happens. Let me grab my little sheets. Where did I put them? Hey, you guys, I found this is one of my Dollar Tree things. This came from the Dollar Tree. It's in my way. That's why I just like grabbed it. All you need is love. Look at how cute that is. And it's not hollow. It's like a real chunk of wood. I mean, look at those colors, and you know how much I love teal and red together. So I had to pick that up. Actually, if there had been more than one, I might have picked up more than one, because I think that for $1 that could go in my house in a couple of different places. Carrie Schweikert, another one of my craft therapy members, she's getting her name in the prize basket. Listen, speaking of the Craft Therapy Club, somebody asked yesterday, how can I join that group? I put our little parade of vintage buggies on the page showing everybody what our project was in December. We are getting ready to meet this Friday for Girls Night In for January's project, and we do one live craft project a month. Sometimes it works out to 2 lives, and when that happens, you know, Girls Night In, the regular monthly one is always on a Friday night. Figuring girls night, we put our yoga pants on and we craft together. Like, we just get snuggly and grab our tea or our wine and craft together. Sometimes the project is involved and I'm teaching some good techniques and takes a bit of time, so we do 2 times, and that one, the second one, is usually during the day. So we're doing a daytime and a nighttime one, trying to really accommodate and share techniques and inspiration and motivation with those ladies on a regular basis. Anyway, somebody asked, how do you join? It opens next month. So it opens next month, the end of February. So make sure you get on the wait list if you want to join that and join that group. Thank you, Miss Geraldine. That was really sweet of you to say. Hi, Joy. All right, so let me show you some of the other stuff that I got from Dollar Tree. You guys tell me if you saw this stuff. Did you get this stuff? They had these, I think, in red and pink. And I don't love it by itself, but it's incredibly, incredibly sparkly. And I just thought I can use this heart. I'll cut it off and use it separately. So I'll have two little sparkly hearts to use for different things. So I picked it up because it's such a pretty pink and it's super sparkly. And it's not making a terrible mess. Sometimes sparkle things, you know, they make a terrible mess. So far, it's not so bad. I'm going to put these in this basket this bag right here as I show you. I picked up a couple of these. More sparkle, this time red, and I love the scalloped edges of these. They're just little wooden hearts. And if anybody buys a mystery grab bag from me, I generally try to give at least one surface in the mystery grab bag. It's just a grab bag full of craft supplies. And sometimes these are the kinds of things that go in there so that you guys can create. You know what? I better not put that one underneath because I don't want, that thing is foam and I don't want it to get squished. I would have bought all of them if they had more, but they only had one when I went. Look at that. And it has this metal, this is painted on. The stripes are painted on, but it has this metal love that you can, like galvanized metal. Totally could take that off and use it for something else. But anyway, love this stuff. Because listen, this I feel like definitely for Valentine's Day, but I think it could be up year round. And then you can always decorate the other side with something else. I'm loving it. Okay, these look like little palette boards. I got a bunch of them. They're really thicker than the others though. Love each moment. Cute, right? More sparkle. So I got those. And then of course, just the plain wood heart cutouts because we can always use those. Now listen, I don't even know what to do with these, you guys. If anybody got these at Dollar Tree, I picked them up because they're incredibly glittery, but I don't know what I'll do with them. They're just a stack. Look at how much glitter you get. They're just paper hearts. But look at the shape of that back one. It's got kind of a cool shape to it. They're not like they all have like the one side is bigger than the other, which I thought was kind of fun and funky. So anyway, I got those. I don't know what to do with them. You get 5 of them, a variety of sizes. And of course, we had to get some doilies. And and all of the felt, right? So felt hearts of different sizes. I grabbed those. They had the wood hearts, both with the arrow and without. Grabbed some of those. Again, mystery grab bag stuff. And I grabbed these. They only had 2. I would have bought them all, but there were only 2. See, when you sell craft grab bags and you put together kits, it is so fun to have this stuff. Okay, these were maybe my 2 favorite things. These stickers. Look at them, you guys. Some are glittery, some aren't. Some are just plain wood, which I love because you can paint them, you can stamp them, you can stencil them, you can put marker on them, you can do whatever you want with them. Stain them. Ooh, I'm so excited about those. So I bought lots of those. This is what I'm using tonight. Did anybody pick these up? Heart grapevine wreaths. You guys, heart grapevine wreaths, but I gotta show, I'm not gonna open this one because this may end up going in a grab bag. You get 5 in a bag, but let me show them to you. I'm gonna use these tonight on my project. I picked out 3 to use tonight. They have a piece of wire copper. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see this. They have a piece of what you can see it right here on this side. Wire copper running through the heart, and it's bronzy. Like this one you can maybe see it a little better. Can you see the piece right here? And it runs through all of the wood in the heart, which I think is so unique and so cool. It makes it more modern looking, I think. But I'm going to use 3 of these tonight on tonight's project. So let me check comments. I got myself a cup of coffee. Oh, I do have glitter on my table. Let me get all the glitter off and we'll get started. Because we're going to start gluing stuff together. But let me check these comments pretty quick here. Darlene says, I got those too. Do you have an idea what you're going to do with them? I'd love to know. The Heart Grapevine. I'm telling you, they're so cute. Okay, wait, Tammy says, I'm going to take my slippers off. I just went to the Dollar Tree in my town today and they did not have a lot of that stuff. You are a lucky lady. Listen, they didn't have much of any of it. I would have bought more of all of them, but they didn't have like the, those 2 little wooden hearts. There were just 2 left. This blue sign, there was just the one. There were no others. So I wondered, usually there's a couple of different versions of stuff like this. And so I only saw one of them. So that happens to me a lot where I get there and some of the stuff is sold out. Now they had a gazillion of these and I told you I didn't really love it, except it is incredibly sparkly. I stepped on it, I think, you guys. It has a little indent in it right there. It was in the bag on the floor and I bumped it. Didn't love them. I think they only came in red and pink, but I picked one up anyway thinking this is going to be so easy to glue onto something because it's styrofoam. So it'll be easy to glue on something and I'll use them both separately. So I get 2 little hearts out of the one purchase. Hi, Jana. What group am I talking about to join? Danielle, my craft therapy club. So my craft therapy club is a paid membership group where I teach you one craft a month, one craft project a month, focused on teaching techniques and really community. It's a big fellowship portion to that. And there's about 70 women in that group, and it's a small private group just for those ladies. I also am launching, I cannot wait, I'm so excited about my craft crate, which is my craft project-based craft box that you can get shipped to your door. It has the supplies in it that you need to create a project, and I will teach that project live in the Crafty Chicks Club, which is my free craft community. So my craft crate, you'll get products and just one lesson on one project. The Craft Therapy Club is a community where I teach techniques, and there is a library of 2 years worth of workshops in there that you can learn from. So there are 2 different offers. Nicole says, I love the Craft Therapy Club. Yay! I'm so glad you love it. We love having you. Danielle, the doors to that open next month. So in the description of this video is where you can get on my wait list for that. So just join my email. If you're on my email list, you're going to get notifications about both. So you'll have an opportunity to read about all of them and make your choice of which one you think you want, or maybe you do both. Fran sent me some stars, you guys. Whoop, whoop. Let's get Fran's names in the basket. And then actually, I'm going to pull 4 names from the comments. This is good timing because you guys have been chatting now and saying hello. So I'm going to randomly go through the comments and I'm going to pull 4 names. So for every 25 live viewers, we add names to the basket. So you guys keep hitting that sprinkle button, share button, and the more people that come on, the more names go in the basket. So the first name that I see is Jimmy Lindsay Weasel. So Jimmy just got one of my craft, my mystery grab bags, I think, didn't you? Yeah, you're the one who said, hey, I got all my stuff and I love it. Yay, your name's going in the prize basket. Your comment that I saw was, hello, Grace. Your comment just got you in the prize basket. You want to come and say hi to everybody? I'll tell you in a minute. Let me finish pulling names and I'll tell you what that was all about. Next, I gotta get my readers out. Where are they, girls? So I can see these names. Hang tight. I want to make sure I'm reading them right because it's a little. Someone's from Alabama. It's Darlene. Darlene Barr. Your name is going in the prize basket. So that's number 2. There's Darlene's name. Next up we have, is your shirt from Stitch Fix? No, Kim, it is from, what's the name of that store? Lane Bryant. It's from Lane Bryant. That was the that's the comment. Kim Rhodes Richardson, your name is going in the prize basket. See, you girls, just say hello, say something, ask me a question, tell me what your weather's like. We'll get your name in that prize basket. Hello, Grace. Thank you for all you do for crafters. Jackie Spence Zeiss. You're welcome, Jackie. Listen, I was thinking about this and feeling a little heavy today. I was feeling a little heavy today. I should have started with that and said, I was thinking about it, that this is a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing we get together, even if it's late night, even if you're catching the replay. I'm glad you're here. Just enjoy the girl time. Enjoy the fellowship, guy time if you guys are out there. I mean, mainly it's women who come visit me. Enjoy the fellowship. Enjoy the chit chat. Enjoy talking, crafting, and creating and being artistic. Enjoy the goofiness that is all that is this group. I'll tell you about my husband just peeking his eyes in the doorway. Just enjoy it. We need a little break from everything that's going on. And now is the time, girls, to really give yourself that break. And on the nights when you can't create and craft because you're just too darn tired, which is a lot of nights for me, honestly, a lot of nights, then come hang out with me, us, or find another creative that you love their work and you love their community that they've got going with them, you know, the group of gals that they have hanging out with them, and guys, if they're there. Give yourself that gift. Enjoy the time and give yourself that little bit of time to just, I don't know if you're going to sit in the tub, you're going to walk on the treadmill, you're walking your dog, and you can listen and watch in a little bit, whatever the case may be. But we all need it. We all need that little break right now. Listen, I'm going to make a paint stick surface for this project. So let me get my little note out there to remind you. Here's what I got. I got some paint sticks. These are the standard 1 gallon size ones. And these go in my mystery craft bag. I always send a stack of these. So I need a bunch of these. They do have a ruler on them. So I'm going to glue it together on the ruler. And this is going to become my surface. So let me just get the sizing right for this. Whoops, we dropped one on the floor. Let me get the sizing right. We're going to glue it together. And then we're going to use those hearts. And so I think tissue paper and paint and I don't know, whatever else I can, I'm not quite sure. Whatever else I can come up with. We're going to put it all together and make something cute. I really do love the challenge of just like making it up as I go. I do. I love it. That to me is the fun part about creating. Okay. So I'm just using my other 2 rulers to kind of straighten everything out because you do want it straight. You don't want it wonky. And straight both ways. They have to be touching and straight. And then I use these 2 to glue them all together. I'm going to glue them down with this. All right, so lots of glue. I almost said goo. Lots of glue here. All right, so my husband just popped his head in. Yesterday, my husband decided he's been watching some fitness guys on TV. You guys, this is so fun and funny. He's been watching the fitness dudes and decided that he's going to start running. This guy that he's been watching runs a marathon every day. Now, my husband's not a runner. I used to be a runner. I would consider myself a runner, except I haven't been doing it lately. I ran for 20 years. My health has taken a terrible turn with my pain and my autoimmune disease. But I've started walking again, so I'm glad to at least do that. But he decided he's going to start getting on the treadmill. So he was on the treadmill and he just popped his head in. I think he's all pumped up now. I think that's what we got. Oh, you know what? I want this to look the same. It's on the back. It doesn't even really matter, but I do want it to look the same. So hold on. I'm going to take that glue off there. It really honestly doesn't matter. Normally that stuff doesn't get me worked up. But since I have all of the numbers showing on the back side, I'm going to stay consistent here and just do this. Lots of glue, lots of hot glue. Put my glue gun back and we're just going to glue these down. And what these back sticks do is hold it all together. You can put another one in the middle if you want to, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to do that right now. Just glue these together. It's just a bunch of paint sticks and it makes a little palette surface for you to create with. And what I did is I alternate, because you know, these paint sticks have those little divots in them, like the little handle, and I just offset them. So I put one going this way, one going that way, and I just do it all the way up so the notches all look evenly distributed, right? It gives you a cute little surface, inexpensive to create on. So that's what we're using. They gave me a bunch from my local Home Depot, but they have orange paint on them with their logo and a ruler. Hey, paint over them. Gail, they're great for crafting. Gosh, if you can get them for free, I buy them. So if you can get them for free, friend, I say use them, use them. Okay, I'm going to get my lights down on my project, not on me, because they are making me swelter like anything. Okay, and we're going to paint. Now, here's my idea. I got my 3 little hearts. They're so cute, and these are going to go on here. I haven't quite decided, either like this or like this. We'll see. We'll make our mind up in a few minutes. Oh my gosh, we're at 154, you guys. See, the more you do this, the more people come on. So let's grab some more names. I'm going to grab 2 more names from the comments. Make sure you guys are saying hello. Sharon Thompson, I see your comment. She says, glad you're on late. I've never watched you, so I'm excited to watch. I love crafting and just started back up again after a long break. Oh, yay. I'm so glad you're here, Sharon. And look at that. Yours was the first comment that my eyes laid on. So by chance, your name is going in the prize basket. Make sure you follow my page and get in the Crafty Chicks Club. That's my free craft community. Because if you win, that's where I'm going to announce it and tag you. And you'd need to be in there to know that. And then I will send you a mini grab bag full of craft supplies. Yay! So exciting. I got to pull one more name. But listen, here's the other thing I wanted to tell you. I learned today that Facebook is going to be doing away. You know how you can either like a page or follow a page? Okay, my page has 13,000 followers. So it blows my mind, and I've worked really hard for it. So I'm thrilled with that. I'm thrilled to catch. Look, I caught almost 150 of you tonight live to just chit chat and craft together with. Followers, that's how many followers. And then there are about, like, I don't know, 8,000 people who like the page. They're doing away with the likes. Okay, and the way it's going to work is when they switch my business page over to this new system, all of the people who have liked my page will drop off and disappear. So please make sure you follow my page, because the followers will stay, but they're getting rid of the likes. So there you have it. Make sure you follow my page. Otherwise, we'll lose touch, and that will make me very sad, girl. What's up, buddy? I have another visitor. You want to come say hi? No. What are you? I don't know. I'd have to ask him. It's a TV show. I'm not sure. I got to pull another name for the prize basket. My 15-year-old's trying to talk to me, guys. That's what's going on.
15-year-old. I prefer the term
professional fisherman. Sheila Newton, your name is going in the prize basket, watching from Mount Airy, North Carolina. Sheila, welcome to the Comfy Nest. She says she's new. Thank you for being here. So the more you guys do this, the more you share in public places is best, because if people see it, your share, and then they pop on with us to say hello, our number of live viewers goes up, and then more names go in the prize basket. So make sure you comment, because that's how I pull the names from the prize basket. So I'm going to paint this. I have a quote. It's actually, I was having trouble with my printer. It's not big enough, I don't think. I have a quote. I have some tissue paper. I have my hearts, and I can't decide whether... I definitely am going to use this tissue paper because it's just gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's kind of has some golds and pinks, and it's kind of the same white as this tracing paper, actually. It's like a translucent white and some mint green in it. It's just so pretty. So I'm going to grab a piece of this because we're definitely using this. And then I can't decide whether to use music paper with it, or if I should use, I have this other paper. I'll show you here in a second. This paper, it just has words all over it. It's kind of like a, I don't know what it is actually. What is it called? Does it have a name? Ah, it just says party supplies. I think I got it at Hobby Lobby, both of these. I think it's like an old newspaper print, kind of. Yeah, it's in columns like a newspaper print. So I was going to paint it, but actually, maybe we could just start gluing down some paper. This is much more paper than I need. I just need little chunks of paper. I don't need a ton of it. And we're going to glue some of this down and create some pretties with this. So I'm going to grab the corners. Let's do that first. Because like that, and then maybe we'll put some of that other paper in between. And maybe I won't even need to paint it. Generally, you want to paint the background. And whatever, when I'm working with napkins, always for sure, because the napkins are so thin and translucent. Tissue paper is thicker. But whatever is underneath generally will come through if you have a light colored background on your print, whether it's a napkin or a tissue paper. So generally you want to paint the background, but I think I'm going to paint, I'm going to glue these down and then I'm going to paint this. I just have to decide whether to put some of this in between. And because I'm incredibly visual, let's just do this. Like, what would that look like? Do we like it? I'm incredibly visual, you guys. I have to hold things up and see. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Maybe not so much of it, though. Let's just grab a little bit of this. This is how I create, you guys. So I want a little bit of this, not a ton. We're just going to go for it. And I really want my florals to take precedence. Like I want that to be more prominent than the paper. So if I put this paper behind here, like that, can you see the method to my madness? And then we'll put some up here, I think. And I really like that this is a little bit bolder right there. So let's grab a chunk of that. No rhyme or reason, people. We're just gonna start gluing stuff down and then add some paint. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Kim. Oh, the paint sticks are so fun. They're so fun. And like I said, you get a whole bunch of them, like a stack of them in if you order a box from me from my website. My website's thecomfynestwithgrace.com. If you go there to order supplies, there's not a ton there, but I offer kits. I offer napkin bundles, that kind of stuff. I think this is actually upside down, but that's okay. No one's going to know the difference. If you go there to order, my mystery grab bag is full of craft supplies, and I always send the paint sticks. I always send a stack of them. Okay, I need a brush that's a little bigger. I was using this one earlier. It's just in the water, so let's get it dried off. And I'm just going to use, you can use Mod Podge, any decoupage medium that you have, like a glue. I'm going to use Liquitex matte medium. I discovered this recently and I really like it because it's nice and thin. I'm going to put down my newspaper print looking stuff first. The only thing I will say about working with these paint sticks is that your paint or your liquids goes through those little holes. So just make sure that you if it's paint and that if it's going to show that you get it out of there. I usually use my X-Acto knife to just pull it out of there. And you know what? The wood is just sucking up my glue here, my medium. But I usually put a light layer underneath. I stick it down. And then I use my paintbrush to like get all those edges to stay down. Now, matte medium. Okay, Mod Podge matte, which I have always used. I've got bubbles here, so I'm going to try to pull this up and see if I can get them out. I have always used matte Mod Podge, but it does have a sheen to it. It's not completely matte, okay? Especially if you want to paint or use markers or anything on top of it. Just know that it's not completely matte. It does have a little bit of a sheen. This stuff doesn't. It has absolutely no sheen at all, and that's why I have fallen in love with it and have started using it like within the last couple of weeks, maybe a month. Okay, so see, that just does a really nice job. It's not completely wrinkle-free. You can see there's a couple of little bumps in there, but it's okay. I think I missed, look at, I missed a little bit of glue right there. We gotta add a little dot of glue in here. I think it cooled down or something happened and that just did not stick. I'll stick a little bit of glue in there and get that down. All right. See how, you guys, see how relaxed I am about stuff? I just do not. I want to have fun with it. This is supposed to be a fun process. So don't get yourself all worked up. If something doesn't work out, almost everything is fixable. And when you sign up to be either in the craft therapy club, which in the craft therapy club, I teach a lot about supply options, like, because I want to give you options. If you don't have this liquid matte medium, then I want to be able to tell you, you can still do girls' night with us. Just grab this or grab that, or maybe you have this on hand. Or if your local store doesn't carry this, then grab that. So we talk a lot about that kind of like alternatives to what I'm using, because I really think you should use what you have on hand, right? But I love exploring products. So I love sharing with you what I've learned about the different products and what I like about some and what I don't like about others. I think it's really fun for me to be able to share that all with you guys. You know what? I want this to go all the way down to the bottom. Well, let's do that right there. Sorry, girls. So the Craft Therapy Club, I do really focus on technique and different products that you can use and how to use them, different ways that you can use them. Now, my craft crate is more like a one and done thing. So Craft Therapy Club is a monthly club that you belong to where it's a community. It's we share each other's projects. We're all doing the same project every month, and so it's really fun to see how everybody interprets it differently and the different colors that everybody picks and the way different pictures, and it's just incredibly fun. And it's really small. There's only about 70 people in that group right now. And my craft crate is project based. So you're going to get a box full of supplies to do one particular project, and everybody's is going to look the same because you're all going to have the same supplies, right? But I'll teach you how to do that project my plan is to do it inside the Crafty Chicks Club, which is my free group. And there are about 3,000 people in there, and you're welcome to join that group too. All right, I'm going to have lots of wrinkles, and I'm just going to embrace it and accept it. I want this to look kind of super like rugged. So far, there are my papers. They're still wet. You can see that shine. That's the wetness. Let's get all the papers on, and then we're going to add some paints. Now, I think I like the big one down here and the small one up here. This I got from, where did I get it? I might have got it off Amazon, you guys, but Jerry's Artorama is another, like, that really is more, it's not really, I would say it's an art store more than it is a hobby store. That you could definitely get it from them. You can get it from Glicks probably online. I do most of my shopping online, you guys, because the big stores, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's, Target, they're all 90 miles from where I live. So I do a ton of my shopping. I have to do a ton of my shopping online. It's just the reality of living in rural North Dakota. But if you have those stores, you'll be able to get you'll be able to get this where the art supplies are. It is, it's one of their gel mediums, but it's liquid. It's not thick. It's a liquid. So it's just really thin, which I like. And it truly is matte. Matte Mod Podge has a bit of a sheen to it. This stuff dries completely matte. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to come in. I missed this little corner, of course. Miss Christina and Lindsay, if you're out there, they love it. I am constantly missing my corners, and they know that about me. They're both in the Craft Therapy Club. I hope you guys will take advantage of my craft crate, though. I have working with a graphic designer and a web developer to do my e-commerce side of it. The back end stuff just kills me. It's really hard for me to do, and I was trying to get through it on my own and really struggling and feeling like it was holding me back. So I've hired this really smart girl, Nicole, from New York to help me out with all that stuff, because it's just really hard for me. And I figure this girl does it for a living, so I'm taking advantage of her skill and her knowledge and paying her for it. She's able to help me, and she's happy to do that. We actually both belong to a coaching group together, and we were chatting about it in the group, and she offered to help. So I was like, yay, please, yes, help me. Yay, I need help. Because it's holding me back from offering it, which is so sad because I couldn't figure out the technology stuff. So, my craft crate, I am so excited about it. All right, I'm gonna have some bubbles, girls, and we're just gonna accept it as reality. I try to rush on this stuff a little bit because I know you're sitting there watching to see what this is gonna turn out to be. And I don't want to take up all your time, you know? So it's funny, my husband popped his head in because I think he's so excited about his little treadmill run. Okay, this is what we got so far. We are going to dry this. I'm going to take the hairdryer to it and dry it. These are going to be really cute on here because we have the copper in here. I think is going to be really cool with the gold. There's like, you can't tell from, because the screen's not going to show it real well, but there is gold colors in that paper. And then I'm going to see if I can't add more gold. Hey, I got a big bubble right there. It's not a little one. It's a kind of a big one and I don't like it. I don't mind a few wrinkles here or there, but that was a big bubble. So let's redo this right here. There we go. All right. I think I'm so used to using napkins that the tissue paper was a little bit of just a challenge because it's different. This is tissue paper. Yes, Kim, it's tissue paper. You got it. I got it all at Hobby Lobby. Debbie says it's great that you hired someone to help you. Oh, good. It's inspirational. Yeah, don't let, it's hard to ask for help, isn't it? It's hard to ask for help. It's not as though, well, I guess in a way it is a little bit admitting defeat, right? Like, gosh, I created I'm not a website person, but I created my own website. It took me many, many hours and toil to do it. It was torture, but I got it done. And I thought I could do this too, and it was torturing me, and I'm not good at it, and I know that. Yeah, so when she offered to help in the coaching group, I was like, I think that's God telling me it's a good match, I get to hire her, she gets the work, I get the help. It's perfect, right? It's perfect. It's hard to ask for help though. It really is. It is. I get it. Okay, I'm feeling to see how dry it is. I want to add some paint, okay? Because I love the rugged look of it, but these transition points, like where the papers transition and where we've got that little bit of wood coming through, I want that to be like, I want it to go away a little bit. So I think maybe I'll even add, let me think about this. I think I'll add white gesso instead of paint. Let me grab my gesso. So this is white gesso. Nope, that's crackle paste. Where's my white? Here it is. So gesso you can add to your paint, and it's basically a primer for surfaces so that it will be ready to take the paint, right? So I'm going to add a little bit of that to whiten, like to add some white to the middle and to, cover up like where all the lines are between the different papers, so it doesn't look so like disjointed, or I want it to look more cohesive, right? That's the goal. Hello, Patton, Indiana. Charlotte's here from Louisiana. Oh my gosh, I cannot. You guys, here we go. Where's my family when I need them? I need my boys. This is what I do. It usually works. I just give it a couple of taps with a hammer. Usually, yep. That's my little trick for you if you're having trouble opening these things. And then you get paint boogers. I call them paint boogers. These are gesso boogers. Like the little crusty stuff from the lid that falls all over the table. Can you see it all? It's like, ugh. Paint boogers, except this. So this is what causes you to not be able to open and close your lid. It's all this stuff. And really, it's a good idea to wipe your lid before you close your paint jars, your whatever you're working with, your glues. But I can say it's a good idea, but I don't usually do it. I just get so excited about my project, I don't even think about it. Okay. I may just use my finger. I may just come in with my finger, and we're gonna just add some white in here. Using my finger, I mean, I can use the brush too, but sometimes using your finger, it kind of reminds me of like child's play, right? Like kindergarten, first grade, finger painting. Get back to the joy of it, girls. Like, it's okay to get your fingers dirty. It's okay. I mean, use your paintbrush if you want to, but it's also okay to use your fingers. Now, paintbrush, what does that look like? See how it's not, like, it's harder to get those. I don't know. I just feel like it's faster with your finger. And so I'm going to add a bit of white in the middle here as a nice focal point, and around these transitions especially, because you want those to kind of disappear. And then since I have this big chunk of wood, oh, let me get that camera down better. This chunk of wood right here, we want to cover that up. And so it looks like paint. It's a primer. It's a primer, and it's going to work in a way that is going to allow me, I can, if I wanted to put more glue on top, I could. If I want to paint on top, I can. I can use watercolors because it's a primer. So I'll be able to use markers, watercolors, like whatever you want, and you can tint it. So if I wanted to, for example, add like some pink paint to that right now, we could do that. Let me find some pretty pink paint. I know what I want to use. Let me grab my soft pink. Whoop. From Dixie Belle. I've been using this a lot lately. So if I wanted to add a little pink to that, I totally could do that. I'm going to grab a different brush though. You could actually mix the gesso with paint and tint it. You can wait for it to dry, or you can put the paint on top. It's pretty flexible, you guys. But I don't want this to be, you know, you guys know me, I don't love things to look totally perfect. I'm gonna dry brush some of that pink on top of here. But let's first finish getting the gesso all over the transition points. Let's first finish that, and then I'll keep adding some pink to it. I've been having more fun with like combining and, well, the mixed media, combining things and using different paints and mediums and glues, stencils and stamps. I'm just having more fun with that lately, you guys. And I encourage you guys to just play with your supplies. I am so guilty. I don't know if you do this too, but I am really guilty of hoarding it. Like, I just bought that and I spent $20 on it. So, oh, I don't want to use it yet because, oh, not on this project. I don't want to use it on this project. I do that with, like, if I buy burlap flowers, or just, the stuff is a little pricey, right? So because I value it, then I'm afraid to use it. Anybody else do that? Are you guilty of that? Especially if it's a one-time use thing. Okay, so you can see where I added a bit of the pink here. Okay, and actually this pink is a little bright. The pink that's in these florals is more like a little bit more rosy colored. Let me see if I can find a pink like that. I don't think I have one. However, maybe this is called Antique Mauve. That's a dark version of it. That's way too bright. I usually go by the papers and then pull colors and just compare until I find something that I think works. And actually, I think that this color, Antique Mauve, has more of the tones. So maybe if I mix it with the Dixie Belle Soft Pink. Well, yeah, Kim says mix the two. Maybe if I mix the two, we'll have a better result for what we're looking for here. So I'm going to come in now. I have a little bit of that soft pink on my brush now. I'm going over those same transition points, but I'm also going to pull the colors into and over the papers because I don't want it to be just, you know, this jagged line of paint. I want it to be really cohesive. Grab me some tin foil that I can use to work these two colors in together. There, that's much better. That's a much better color for this. It's not so bright. So yes, Kim, you were right. Mix the two colors. I'm just coming in from the cap. I haven't even grabbed that much of it, but I'm going in on both caps and grabbing a little bit of paint. I'm gonna have to go in to here now because I need more of it. So I'm just using my tin foil as like a little paint palette to mix a new color of pink. And then I'm gonna drop it in here, a little bit here, a little bit there, and then I'm gonna start dry brushing it into the whole project and really working on these transition places. Don't forget your edges, like you don't want it to be just in the middle. And I would love to work some gold in here because there's some gold on these florals. So, you know, my sister-in-law, who has her own paint business in Massachusetts, she owns a store called Blended Vintage Marketplace. It's in Westfield, Massachusetts. You can go visit her anytime. Her name's Andrea. And she always says, it's gonna look ugly before it looks pretty. And she's right. Sometimes you look at things and you're like, what the heck do I got? What do we have going on here? It looks kind of like a hodgepodge, right? It's gonna look ugly before it looks pretty, she always says. And I think that's a little bit true. I wanna work in some extra white in here. It's a little bit too dark for me right in here. So I'm gonna get that gesso and I'm just gonna blend it in with some of these pinks because I wanna brighten that up right there. Now be careful, I'm working on paper. And when you wet the paper, it's wet. So if I rub it really hard with my finger, what's gonna happen, the paper's gonna take on the moisture of the paint and the gesso and it's gonna start tearing. So don't work your paper too much. Just be careful not to work it so much that you rip or tear or shred your paper, okay? Just a warning. And it comes with feel, like you're gonna have to feel. And sometimes using your finger, you'll start to feel the paper will start to get ruddy. So sometimes that is a good thing. Like if you can use your finger, you can feel what's going on with that paper. Now I wanna add, like I said, don't forget, don't ignore your edges because you want them to match. You want everything to kind of match. And I've got this like overtone of this pink paint coming in everywhere, because you don't want to have pure perfect paper over here and then this blotchy paint in the middle. It would just seem too random. So you want to pull some paint in on your florals. You're going to hide them a bit, but I think it's very pretty. I think it's very pretty and rustic and chippy and all the good things. And see how I'm just randomly pulling it in? It's not, there's no rhyme or reason. Right there. I want to add a little bit of that rose there. It's a little bit too pink for my taste right here. So just choose, you know, what you're going to obscure some things and some things are going to stay showing, and you just choose. I don't think about it too much. Although if there's like an element that I really, really don't want to hide, I make sure I just don't cover it. Just don't cover it with paint. Like I really love these green leaves and I don't want them to disappear. So I'd rather cover up a flower over here than the green leaves because I want that bit of mint green showing. And it's just a process of playing. Play with your paints. Don't be afraid to play. And pulling color wherever you want it. Okay, I feel like I need more mauve in these two areas. So I'm gonna grab my paintbrush and I'm grabbing that antique mauve, and I don't want to saturate, but I do want to just drag some of that in here. See that? Just blending it in with my finger, but I'm putting it on with the brush. That's just a choice. You can use your brush the whole time if you want. So this is where actually the wrinkles, I think they really add to what we have going on look at, can you see right in here all those wrinkles that I have? See them right there? I think they make it look even more shabby and old, like an old newspaper print. I think it makes it look even older and shabby. And I want to add gold, tones of gold and brown in here, just to kind of match in. But this is kind of where I'm going, girls, with some kind of phrase that I'm either going to stamp or stencil or something on here. But first I got to finish the paint part of it. So let's dry this a little bit and then decide if we're going to add anything else. Let me get this paint off my finger. Aw, thanks, Carrie. Thank you. Oh, gorgeous. Someone said gorgeous, Donna. Thank you. Pretty. I think I know how to fix a project I thought I ruined. Listen, gesso is your friend because I'm going to show you something here. And this is going to be a project. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek because I thought this is going to be a perfect, like, teachable moment project for everybody. Just hang tight. Let me grab something. I was going through all my canvases that I have, like, piled up in the room because teaching workshops, I'll do 3-4 canvases of the same project when I'm teaching the project because I practice it, I test it, I do the mock one that I use to like promote it, so I have to take the nice picture to show everybody, and then I'll do it again with the class, with the group, with you guys. So if you're in the craft therapy club or if you're going to do my craft crate with me, I probably would have already done the project a couple of times. So I have lots of canvases, but these canvases my kids made during a 4-H project one time, okay? They're in perfectly good shape, these canvases. They were used once. My boys painted them black, and then they were teaching them how to use painter's tape to do abstract block art, okay? So both of my boys made one, okay? These I'm going to paint with gesso. So you put the gesso over it as a primer and then you can just start all over again. Now the gesso isn't going to completely hide this black. Gesso actually comes in black, it comes in white, and it comes clear or transparent. I probably will use the black on this one to start with a black base. I'll probably use the white on this one. And I'm such a huge fan of paper collage that I'll probably end up making it a mixed media project and reusing those canvases. So when you have a project that maybe you don't love, or maybe you've had it up for a year and you loved it, but you're bored of it, don't be afraid to paint over it. If those canvases are in good shape, use them up, girls. Use them up. Okay, so I need to dry this before we do anything else. I'm thinking gold. I'm thinking a little shimmer. I want to get a phrase on here. And I have this just because I like it, but it might be too small. Although, you know what, let me show you. I was thinking it might be too small, but then again, with all of these florals here, if I want to maintain the integrity of those florals and keep them, I could put this down here. And then, like, this wouldn't be here, of course. None of this would be here. Like that, and then have my hearts. And then how can I work in some, I would really love to work in some metallics. Where and how could I do that? And I was thinking, I thought I pulled out some florals. These, I don't know. I might already have too many florals on there, but it's kind of fun then to pull in. These have a little bit of sparkle and bling to them. I don't know. I figure it out as I go, girls. That's what I do. All right, let's tear, because if I want to use this, I don't want all this excess paper. So I could use that there. Maybe that would be simple enough, and then maybe I could add some gold shimmer to my florals. Now, if I'm going to do that, I just have to think through the layering, right? So I'll use my matte medium to put this down. So you won't be able to see the matte medium, the glue. If I use matte Mod Podge, you'll be able to see a bit of a sheen all around this. And that's why I've moved away from using it, just because it works just fine. But if I'm being a little fussy about the sheen, this would all be matte still. This would have a sheen around it if I used it for my glue. What I normally do then is I just use the matte Mod Podge all over the whole thing to top coat it so that it all matches. So that's how I've overcome that. But if you want a true matte without any sheen at all, that's why I went to this. That's why I went to this. If you like a glossy or satin finish anyway, then just stick with the Mod Podge. It's a great glue and it's a great sealer, you guys. It is. Sometimes if you want to layer and layer and layer, the things that you layer on top might resist. Like if you wanted to use a marker on top or like a gel pen, but that's not tried and true. It just really depends on the products that you're using and what you can combine and not combine. You just have to try your stuff out, see what works together. I think this is going to be great just as it is. And then I think I'm going to add some metallics to it. Some metallics onto the florals. I think I'll paint on some extra metallics onto the florals. Okay, so let's get this down. I'm going to get this down and I'm going to use my matte medium again. Oh, I've got a low battery message, so I just got to come around and plug in my phone. I think I forgot to do that before we went live. There we go. Now I won't lose you. Okay, so back to my matte. I don't think I need my gesso anymore. I don't think I need my gesso. I think I'm going to be able to use my shimmer marker or whatever I need. And I don't think I need my pink, although before I do anything else, I have a bit of rose left. I'm going to darken this up a little bit right here. I want to darken this corner up just a little bit. And maybe I will take my ink, my Distress ink, and darken all of the edges as well with my Distress ink. I'll show you that in a minute. Let's get a little bit of this dark rose just in the corners. Right, we're trying to make it look dark and grungy and old. I'll come in with my Distress ink in a minute too. We'll do that. You know, I usually do that on all my projects. All right, here we go with the matte gel again. I gotta dry off my paintbrush. It's been sitting in the water. I want to get the moisture off of there. And then I'm going to add the gel medium, not to my paper. I'm going to add it to my board and then stick this into it. And then you see me. I just use my paintbrush from the outside, from the inside out. I brush the top part on to make sure that it stays on and stays down. So a liberal amount underneath, nice and wet. Not so much that you have bubbles, but you want it to be wet. And then I'm going to put this down, and you can do it two ways. You can start from one corner and work your way out to the other corner, or you can start from the middle and work your way out. Either way, it's going to help you make sure that you don't have a ton of bubbles, which, you know, I don't mind the wrinkles, you guys, honestly, because I usually go for shabby chic. And when I go for shabby chic, wrinkles come with it, I think. If you have a ton of bubbles, very carefully pull it back up. You can lay it back down and try to just push those out with your paintbrush very softly. Remember, you're working with paper and moisture. So the paper is eventually going to take on that moisture and it may start to tear. So be aware of that and don't push your paper to the limit of being torn, right? It just comes with time and practice, you guys. You just have to do it. You have to not be afraid of it. Don't let it be the boss of you. You be the boss of your supplies and you just do it. Just have fun and do it. Now, I will say to you, I printed this off on my own printer. I printed it off on tracer paper. And I used a laser printer. I did not use an inkjet printer. If you use an inkjet printer and you put moisture on it, those words are going to smear all over the place. So you need a laser printer, or you could take tracer paper, and if you have letter stamps, you could stamp whatever you want on it with an archival ink, let it dry, and then you could do the same thing. But you'll see the tracer paper basically disappears on the project so that you can't really see the tracing paper. For the most part, you can't really see it. This is still wet. You can see that sheen. That's the moisture. It's still wet. We need to let that dry. Oh, yay! So in the meantime, while that's drying, oh, paint booger. While that's drying, I'm going to find a gold metallic, and we're going to brush on a little bit of metallic onto this project because everybody loves some glitter and glamour, right? Thank you, Michelle. She says, so really pretty. Thank you. Yes, you can get gesso at Hobby Lobby. You can get matte medium at Hobby Lobby. All of those art supplies you would get at Hobby Lobby. Yes, yes, yes. Allison says, wow, yay. I'm so glad you guys like it. I'm so glad. I'll hold it up in a minute so that you can see more. But we're going to put our 3 hearts. We'll glue those down in a few minutes. But first I want to get some, I want to get some glimmer glam on here. So a little bit of gold. Let me dry this first, and then we'll add some gold. Looking good. Thank you, Annette. Whoop, whoop. Annette gave me some stars. Yay. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad. Debbie Joy says, love, love, love it so far. Would not think of doing it this way. Oh, Gail, I'm working on the next project for the Craft Therapy Club too. I am. It's something that you guys requested recently. That's what I'm working on giving you. Yeah, gesso is it's a great primer, Kim. Thank you, Dee. Dee gave me some stars, and she's on a 9-week streak. Yay! Yes, tissue paper, Kathy. Tissue paper is such a nice thing. It's like the napkins. It's such a nice thing to have in your stash. And actually, there are so many tissue papers out there. You guys, you know, I sell bundles, napkin bundles on my website, and I'm seriously considering adding the tissue paper to it. Look, if I put these lights up on my face, you guys can see me better, but then it's like being under the lights. Like I start sweating like crazy. Okay, so this is what we have so far, right? Really pretty, soft colors. You know, when you look at the paint, when I was applying the paint, even myself, used my finger a little bit, used the paintbrush a little bit. It looks like a hodgepodge and it looks kind of messy, but it's not done yet. Like it's just part of it. We still have to add the hearts. We're still adding the words. We're going to add some glimmer, meaning I want to get some metallic on here somehow. I'm not going to mess with foils tonight. That's a whole nother like subject matter, but I am going to grab some gold. I'm going to try to grab some gold metallic paints, and let's see if we can add some glamour to this. I've got a few different ones that I'm thinking that might work. So just give me a second. I've got to come over here to my like I have one wall that just has my glitter paints on it. And this one, we did this as a little section, like a bonus section. One month we did shimmering mermaids. This summer we did shimmering mermaids in the Craft Therapy Club, and we wanted shimmer or glimmer on our mermaid tails. And so I did a whole bonus section just on the variety of paint products and shimmer products that are out there on the market for your paint projects. And that was really fun to be able to compare and contrast them all. I mean, because you have pearls, you have, this one is an extreme glitter in the color champagne. That's the same one. This one is in the color silver, extreme shimmer. This one is galaxy glitter. That's my favorite, actually. Although, since we have gold, and my galaxy glitter has like pearlized holographic colors to it. And they're really big and chunky. I wish I could, the light just in here is not great. I wish I could, oh, there we go. See that? But this is not appropriate for this project. This one might be the right one to use. It's a Martha Stewart. It's a glitter, and it's a gold glitter, and it's really bright. So I'm going to grab some of this and I'm going to add it to some of my florals with a small detail brush. So I'm actually going to shake that up a little bit more because it looks like it's bubbly a little bit. Let me shake that. I got to grab a little detail brush. And we will paint on, wait, I want to grab the right detail brush because, you know, there's about a gazillion of them. So this little tiny detail brush. Now you could do this with a marker, you guys. I do have shimmer markers. You could do it with a gel pen that has a glitter gel pen. That would be appropriate. But I'm just going to grab just the tiniest bit of glitter paint on there. And let me get this down. And all I'm going to do is I want these flowers, the florals. Now I have gold glitter boogers on there. I want the florals to pop a little bit. So I'm going to come into some of these florals, and even if it's not gold, I'm going to be adding a little bit of gold like detail to these. And it's going to make them pop off of this page or this palette a little bit, okay? Not everywhere. We're not going to do it everywhere. We're just going to do it here or there. I love that. I love just like a hint of glitter on a project, but not so, it's not like overwhelming glitter. Look what happened to my, look what happened to my cover. That has never happened to me before. You guys, tell me if this has ever happened to you before. We've had a malfunction. This has never happened. This is, I love her paints, by the way. I love her paints. The cover, this is the screw part of the cover. This white thing that's on here, that's the screw part of the cover. It came off the cover. Well, good Lord, how am I supposed to keep that? I'm going to have to put it in another jar completely because I won't be able to close it. That's bizarro. I've never had that happen before. Listen, I need to be able to get my paint out. And now my little squeegee part's gone. Here's what I usually do. I squeeze it until it comes up to the top, and then I grab my paint. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. I'll show you close up here in a second. I'm just outlining. I'm not even filling them in. I'm just taking the flower petals on a few of these flowers, and you can even do it on the leaves if you want to, but I'm taking a little bit of that gold paint and I'm shimmering up my flowers, my florals, because who doesn't love a gold shimmery pink flower? In fact, working on my logo and all that stuff, reworking all that with Nicole, gold, pink, and teal with maybe a bit of gray. So I'm going to show you real quick. I just did these couple of flowers up here. Can you see that? Can you see that sheen on those florals? And it's not everywhere and it's not on every flower, but can you see the one right by my finger right here? That bit of sheen that it adds. So when you have this hanging on your wall or on your front door and somebody walks by and the light catches it just right, it's like, oh, is that a little bit of glimmer? Is that a little bit of shimmer I see? Why, yes, it is, Grace. We have a little bit of gold featured on our pink florals. I mean, there's nothing better. Gold and pink together. Oh, I get so silly and excited about my projects, you guys. That's what I want you guys to have. More than anything, that's what I want. I hope that my late night crafting or daytime crafting, I did a Saturday one and there were lots of you here. So maybe I'll do some more Saturday mornings. But in the Craft Therapy Club, and now with my Craft Crate, I hope that you get that same joy and get that same excitement when you create and craft, and just the same freedom to just explore, discover, try it, and by all means, have fun with it. Just let it be the joy that you have in your day, even if it's just 15 minutes each day of a little bit of painting fun and painting joy. And I always encourage, I say, even if you only have 15 minutes, get in your craft room, pull out that craft bin, put it on your kitchen table for 15 minutes and get one layer of metallic glitter on those flowers, and then let it dry and put it away. And maybe tomorrow you can do another 15 minutes and add more glitter. And there's nothing more fun than watching a project come to life by your own hands and by your own imagination. I just think it's the best, and it's so relaxing and fun. And then you have the thrill of knowing that you created that either you gave it to a girlfriend or you kept it for yourself and you hung it in your office or, oh, in your kitchen. I don't know, put it wherever you think, look at what I did. Put it wherever you think is, you know, where it's going to make you happy. Put it by your treadmill, put it in your bathroom, put it by your like reading chair. I don't know. Give it to your mama. Let it bring her a little joy. You guys, I am the messiest crafter literally in the world. Literally. But I'm going to have sparkly fingers, so that's not a bad thing, right? Okay, I feel like I need to add one more floral glitter over here. And then we're going to glue those hearts on and see what it looks like. And I will show you. I have so much glue on the outside of my bottle, I don't even need to squeeze it anymore. I would have squeezed it onto my tin foil, except my squeezer is gone now. Like my lid is broken. I love these bottles that have a flip lid that you can squeeze out the paint, but now this one's broken. Okay, I think it's plenty of gold. Oh, we did want to do just a little bit of distressing. Let me show you. I love looking at things as we go. We're looking at it as we go. See that? See all that? Just on some of them, not all of them. And I didn't fill them in completely. I just outlined some of them. I'm trying to get you a good, there they are. There's some glitter glam. Okay, and it did really make those flowers pop off the page a little bit more. Now, before we glue on those hearts, let me grab my distress ink and my dauber. And let's just add a little bit of distressing to the edges. I better take the hairdryer to it quick. And I'll check some comments. Is anybody still drinking coffee? I made it myself, a cup of coffee. I have no right drinking it. But I knew I would be up late tonight, so I figured, why not? Why not? And it's so darn good. I just love it so much. All right. We don't want our shimmer paint smudging it all when we put the hearts on. I was originally thinking I'd put a little bow on one of those hearts, but I don't think I will because I have so much like beauty going on with the florals and stuff. But let's get a little, I'm just going to take a little bit of distress ink on my foam dauber. You guys, thank you for sharing this video. You are thebomb.com for doing that. You can't even know how much that helps me. I do too. Christina says, I love the gold on the flowers. Me too. It's so pretty. Can you see it? Like, look at these flowers right here when I move them against the light. See that little bit of sheen? Yay! Okay, now we're going to darken up the edges just a little on this. Okay, I'll darken up this corner and then I'll show you so that you can compare this corner to the one next to it. Okay, I'm just grunging it up a little bit. Okay, that's what I'm mucking it up. I call it mucking it up. Okay, so I added to this corner from here to here. From here, right here to here, I added this distress ink to the edge to just really distress it up a little bit, okay? So that's all I'm gonna continue to do. This is like personal choice. Either you like this look or you don't, and there's no right or wrong. One isn't better than the other. It's literally just a matter of personal choice. You do what you like. I always say, you do you, right? You do what makes your little heart happy. That's what I would hope for you, is that your projects, your creations bring you happiness, they bring you joy. And if mucking it up and vintage, making it like vintage and grungy, if that doesn't bring you joy, then just skip it. Then don't do it. Do any of you do you like the grunge? Like, do you like the distressed look on the edges? Can you comment? Would you, because it's just a vote. Tell me, would you do it or wouldn't you do it? Grunge or no grunge? And there, just no, please no, there's no right or wrong answer. Really, there's no right or wrong. It's all just a matter of personal choice. In fact, I kind of like it so much. I wonder if I should just bring a little bit further into this corner here. I'm gonna like onto the newspaper print here, very lightly. I'm gonna drag it into that corner, and I'm gonna do the same over here by my words so it's not so bright. Okay, we're gonna leave the middle nice and bright, but the edges, like if you think about it, like an old recipe that you had of grandma's, or it's usually the edges that get all brown, right? So I'm just gonna pull this in just a little bit in these corners. These ones I already did with that mauve. I'm not gonna really touch those a whole lot. It's so subtle, you guys. Jana says I use it all the time when I'm scrapbooking. Susan likes it, Sarah likes it. Gayleen says, I'm doing this. Yes, do it. Copy away or just like redo it and make it your own. I'm totally honored either way. If you have a chance to share it with anybody, use the hashtag The Comfy Nest if you would, just to say, hey, I got this idea. I was inspired by Grace. That would mean the world to me. Because really, that's why I do it. I hope to inspire and motivate you guys to do things like this. Distressing looks great. Yay! So pretty. All right, let's get these hearts on here. Yeah, the brown too. I think it brings it all together too, Vivian. And this brown distress ink. Ooh, now it has glitter on top on my ink pad. This brown distress ink, it's called Vintage Photo. It's got the brown, which is going to tie in with our little wooden hearts. So let's glue these down. I'm just going to use my hot glue gun. And we're going to go like that. We're going to glue them down. I might make that one a little wonky. Ha! Because you know that's how I like things, a little wonky. And actually, I could pull this one down. It doesn't have to be so up and to the right. It can be like that. I think that's the way I want it. Okay. So let's get these on here. I like the soft pink. We've got some gold. We've got some creams with the tissue paper that was the newsprint. We have a little bit of mint green coming through with the leaves. The words are black, but that's so that they'll stand out really strongly. Then we distress the edges with this dark brown, which really matches the hearts. Now, these hearts are not flat backed. Not all parts of it hit the board. So I'm going to focus on the parts that do and adding glue. So for this one, it's right here in this corner, right here in this corner. Whoops, I missed. And then right here on that. Now, I'm going to lay this down. Whoa, it went a little wonky on me. I wanted it wonky, but that went a little wonkier than I expected. I don't like having gobs of glue on my project. So while the glue is still warm, I go in and grab any like glue beads while it's still warm. You want to do it while it's warm because it's easier to get off there. So got those. And I'm going to have to hold it down while it's drying. There's another one, glue bead. Hold it down while it's cooling. It's not really drying, it's cooling. You're going to have to push it and hold it down. Otherwise, it's not going to stay on the board. There. We can always reinforce later if we have to. All right, here we go with the next one. Trying to hit the high points, the points that are going to hit the board most with a bunch of glue. And I'm going to have this one going that way a little and just push on those. I put it on the two heart parts, the tops of the heart and this part right here. And I'm going to push down on those until it's cool, until it cools enough so that I can let it go. Carrie says, maybe add a touch of gold to the hearts. It's hard for you to see, I know. I'm going to try to show you again with the light hitting it. But it's amazing. These hearts have this brass or copper wire going through it. So it already has this metallic, I wish I could you know, let me see if I can move the lamp. It'll help you see it better. It already has this metallic element to it. Can you see this right here? It's metallic and it runs through the whole heart. Can you see it? It's so strange. I've never seen anything like it, and I think it's so cuckoo. I think it's so cuckoo, but I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now this one, I want it to be this way. And I'm playing with it because they're not even. They're not completely straight. So monkey around with it until you you think it's going to position itself well on your board. And then make sure that you're putting the glue on the parts that are going to touch the board. Without burning your fingers would be key, right? Oh, I should probably put a little bit right here on this edge. And I want this thing there. I think that'll do it. And we're just going to hold it down for a second. This is so darling. I'm just going to glue onto the back some jute rope. I think I'm just going to glue onto the back some jute rope to hang it. But I do, you guys, I'm a huge propper. Like we have little shelves and I have a mantle in my house, so I don't always hang everything. Sometimes I prop it behind something else, like as a backdrop for something else. So I'll decide, before I glue anything onto it, I will decide where it's going to go. And then maybe I'll even put it in my office. This one's not sticking so hot. It's still, this one's really good on there. That one's really good on there. This one, having a little bit of trouble. I feel like I need to add a little more glue here. The other glue you can use, you don't have to use hot glue. You could use E6000. Heck, you could use matte gel. You could use 3D matte gel. That you could use that as an adhesive. Ooh, this one I got a big glue booger that I missed. So if that happens, I usually go in with an X-Acto knife and try to rip it, but I'm not going to do that a whole lot here. Oh no, it came right up. I was going to say, just be careful on your paper projects because you don't want to rip your paper, right? Remember, it's a paper. But I had that big glue booger. Ugh, I don't like those, the way those look when they're... This one I'm really struggling with, you guys, to get it to stay on. Oh, there we go. I got it on that side. This side's not sticking though. It's just being a little bugger. It's just being a little stinker. All right, I have glue here. The glue didn't stick. And I have glue here and the glue didn't stick. So let's just reapply and focus. I'm pushing it down in all the right places. And then getting the excess glue because I can't stand that look. Push it under there and get it worked in. I'm afraid if I bend the heart, the sticks will break because it's a bunch of sticks. It's a grapevine wreath with the wire in inside with the grapevine. They're from the Dollar Tree, Gail. You get a pack of 5. I think it was 5. Maybe it was 6. All right, I think it's on there. Yep. Oh my goodness, you guys, seriously. All tissue paper. I mean, it was tissue paper and paint sticks. I mean, are you kidding me? Look at, let's get the light on that metallic so you can see it better. Oh, look at the metallic gold. And I love the metallic gold like underneath that other heart so that it's just like a pop of color that you wouldn't expect. And then it says, she who kneels before God can stand before anyone. Romans 8:31. Yay. So do you like it? Do you like it? I hope so. I hope so. Listen, if you guys are catching the replay, thanks for being here. Thank you for all of you live viewers who stuck with me through the whole thing. Listen, get on 2 things. Facebook is making changes. They are doing away with the like button on business pages. So if you have liked my page, when they make the switch over to this new thing, if you have not followed my page, you're going to drop off and lose touch with me. So please make sure that you follow this business page and then join the Crafty Chicks Club. It's my free craft community. You're all welcome to join. My email list you can go to my website, thecomfynestwithgrace.com, and just scroll to the very bottom to join the email list. And that's where you're going to get, for sure, you will not miss it. You shouldn't miss it. The notifications about my craft crate coming up. I'm launching my new project-based craft box, and the Craft Therapy Club, which is my monthly craft club, which is opening next month. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Hey, and thanks you guys for sharing. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for hanging out with me and being good girl company. I so appreciate every single one of you. I'm trying to see the comments. Oh, beautiful. It's adorable. Oh, thanks, Sheila. She says, come out really nice. You're welcome, Sue. Thanks for being here. The wording, I typed it on my computer and printed it on tracer paper. You just want to make sure you use a laser printer, Kathy, because you want to make sure it doesn't smudge. If you use an inkjet, you can try to heat set it with your heat gun if you have one. I don't have one, but you could try to heat set it with your heat gun. These are all the kinds of tips and tricks I love to teach in my workshops, love to teach in the Craft Therapy Club, so consider joining us there. You guys have a beautiful, blessed night. Try to relax, have a good night of sleep, a peaceful, restful night of sleep, and get crafting. Get creative and get crafting, okay? Take care. Bye.